My dude.
What's up, brother?
You know what's up, doing what we do. Thanks for hanging out again, of course. Dude, we said this as we caught up out the front there. It's kind of surreal.
Yeah, it's very surreal.
This is one of the coolest things about what we do. And like Nathan and I are aware that a lot of people don't sort of get to have the opportunity to nurture the friendships that we have through doing this, which is a really fucking cool thing. And it's like we've been talking to you guys for so long, and you're finally in the country, man.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I genuinely feel like we are close friends.
Yeah,
that met for the first time today, which is so crazy. But at the same time, like, we should have been here sooner. I
wasn't gonna bring it up. But.
Yeah, man, we should have been hanging out at least 4 or 5 times at this point. But the trajectory of our band is so different from most, where we are, like the biggest we've ever been 8 albums in, and that's different than the story that most bands have. And having the pandemic kind of like crush our international plans that we did have, and then going into during the pandemic making the record that would really kind of like open things back up for us.
Yeah.
It made America like explosive for us. And so we have been ultra busy just in the States, as you can be, because it's obviously huge. And so all of the foreign territories have taken the back seat to all of these opportunities that have come up in the States. And so it's just now to the point where we're like, all right, we cannot wait any longer. No matter what comes up in America, we have to go and see fans in other countries because they've been waiting too long, especially Australia. So we're stoked to be here. Yeah.
No, dude, it's so rad because I think we said before, the last time you were here was like 10 years ago, man.
Yeah.
That's a fucking long time.
I'm
not trying to make you feel bad, dude. Like,
yeah.
That's a long time. You've had a few albums.
Well, it's crazy picking like a set list or whatever for a tour like this, because we looked at it, and you can look at it 2 ways. You can either be like, oh, well, we need to play these songs, or you can look at it as like we could play anything and it's going to be new because it's been so long since we've been there. So we've got a pretty good mix of stuff in this set list, I think, and still obviously pushing, the new record.
Yeah.
But that's that's also like very necessary because of how well the new record's doing. So,
dude, the last 2 records in particular,
yeah,
because this is another weird thing for me. Nathan and I have been listening to you guys. I've been listening to you since. What was the one before the Hollow? Sleepwalkers? Is that
Sleepwalking?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's wild to think that, now we're doing this and catching up. I was a fan of the band before that, but my point being, you have so many songs. You have so many songs. And I did cheat. I did go on Setlist FM and I did see what you were playing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's heavily last 2 albums, but you can't appease everyone, man, because there are albums you're not playing anything from.
Yep.
And I'm sure you guys have got your reasons for that.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, there in the, I guess, when you have a set list on any tour, no matter what, the real estate is so valuable, having had this many albums and also pushing a new album. And we've noticed that with the success of our last 2 records, as we introduce older stuff into the set list, a lot of times we'll lose the crowd for these songs.
Okay.
And we feel it, and we're like, whoa, okay. Like, as much as it's so important for the people in the crowd that do want to hear older stuff, it is wild to see kind of like the shift on people's faces. We've hardly ever played The Abandoned live. We've done it like on...
Dude, I'm so glad you're playing that.
Yeah, on two American tours ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
And we're playing it on this tour because we wanted to incorporate that. And even in Melbourne, and dude, like, it was an amazing show. But even there, like, songs like Blood and Water, were way more hype.
Yeah.
Than that, so it's tough. It's really tough to decide what is actually the most valuable thing that we can do, and we're just doing our best.
I think also, like, there's a few factors as well, like when things like The Hollow and Challenger came out, metalcore was arguably at one of its peak moments.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You release a few albums after that as you're trying new things, and the genre is kind of trying to still like re-find itself amongst a whole new bunch of genres that are coming in and taking over.
Yeah.
And, you know, so you get to the newer stuff, and metalcore and heavy music in general is having a massive resurgence. And it's also like things like this, like the whole YouTube reaction thing, man, like blew up.
Yeah,
and
huge.
so it helps you reach so many more people. It makes sense to kind of be like, well, a few of our albums might have been lost in just the sphere of what's happening in the world.
Definitely. And there are those people at shows that think it's asinine that we wouldn't play songs from Sleepwalking, or that we wouldn't play songs from This Light I Hold or something, because those albums meant so much to them.
Yeah.
And they are very much the minority compared to people who are discovering us for the first time ever. And you'll see it tonight. I guess it's not as mind-blowing because it's been 10 years since we've been here, but on our last tour in America, on our headliner, when I would say who's seen us for the first time ever right now, it would be 90% of the crowd.
Wow.
Insane. Like, for as long as we've been for as long as we've been touring, and as many shows as we've played, and we've been to these cities more times than we can count, and still the majority of the crowd is like, yeah, I found you guys on this radio station or whatever, you know? It's really wild.
You get some really good like serious play and stuff.
Ton of XM.
Octane
Octane is a big deal in the States. I don't know how big of a deal it is over here.
We don't really have that sort of stuff, man. We got like Triple J has their metal and hardcore shows on Triple J and Double J. Shout out Core Triple J, hosted by Jack Bergen from Void Division.
Yeah,
he's doing a great job, man.
That's awesome.
A great job. And yeah, like we don't really have that here. We got rock radio, but man, it's fucking AC/DC, Pearl Jam, Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
So to have that thing over there is great. But that's why we feel what Nathan and I are doing, jumping on this whole reaction trend and this media trend that's taken off, is so important for Australia, because we don't have that much of it here.
Definitely. And I mean, I can imagine that the impact you guys make in Australia is crazy, and that's amazing, but it's also America's favorite reaction channel. You know, like everybody in the States, we love it. We love an Australian accent. So it makes it so much more interesting to watch. But yeah, we were all talking, and I was talking to the Atreyu guys too, and I was like, yeah, Johnny from like the Breakdowns come, they're like, oh, we love them, you know? So it's like, yeah, you guys are celebrities in your own right, and I know you're not trying to do that, but you have done such a great job at bringing production value, and you really mean it. You really care about the music. You really do love what you're talking about, and you're not just doing it to get views, and it's so obvious. And
dude,
so it
if
makes
we were
people
doing
love
it to get views, we would have not checked out so many of the bands that we checked out, and we would have been far more like, Nathan would have been going, wow, but we're just not those guys. You know? Like it's all about sort of just helping to grow that community, because as you know, man, the heavy music has very few like avenues and a very small support network. It's only now that, you know, we're starting to see, you know, like Jimmy Kimmel having fucking Knocked Loose and Spirit Box and shit on there.
I can't believe it, dude. It feels like back to back to back on those shows right now, and I'm just like, I guess maybe that's a reality for our future. I cannot imagine it, but watching our peers go and do something like that is so cool. It is really an exciting time for heavy music, truly.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like bands like yourselves, and not to blow smoke, I feel like you've got kind of a little bit of a leg up in a way. You might not cop the hype train that new bands cop, but you guys have got a bit of a leg up in the sense that you've been doing it for so long. You not only know yourselves as musicians, but you know the industry.
Yeah.
And you've done the hard yards. You've been through one of the worst times in heavy music when no one gave a fuck about it.
Yep. And you could feel it. Like, you could definitely feel it. And it's crazy to think, even like, you know, Amberlin, one of my very first show with Amberlin was their first show of the Yellow Card reunion tour. And to go out and see, it was like 6,000 tickets sold in one city. To see Yellow Card doing numbers like that and everybody singing along, it's almost like, it's mind-blowing to think all of you where were you? You know, like these bands that either broke up or almost broke up. And that's not like throwing shade at anybody, but it's like, but actually, where were you? Were you
we needed you.
Were you fully submerged in Post Malone or whatever else? Did you totally forget about the scene and now you're back? Or is there some secret Facebook group where everybody decided all right, let's start supporting music again?
There's a secret Facebook group for everything. This shows how old we are as well, man, because I don't think people use Facebook. It's fucking TikTok.
True. Yeah, but to see that come back and this whole thing, it's just as the person on stage, you truly are I'm just so grateful that we have any opportunity at all and that we're here in Australia playing music. It's so amazing because you really don't know how long it's going to last. And even the people supporting the music, I don't think they even necessarily know how long a wave is going to last. And so festivals when we were young and, Warped Tour coming back and all of those things, it's a very special time. And it being the second time around for so much of this, we're not taking it for granted at all. We're actually truly living in the moment, the best we can with the jet lag.
Yeah, you've already complained about the jet lag.
Yes, I am dying, dude.
Did you forget, or did you just
I guess I'm just...
I was fine last time.
I guess I'm just old now, I remember Soundwave, backstage, walking out, ripping the show. I don't have any memories of being, crazy fatigued. But, today, I literally put Kellen's wife, Tiffany, and my wife were in my hotel room. I put on Finding Nemo for them to watch, and I laid on the couch and took a nap, dude. I was just I can't handle this. It feels like American time to me. At noon, I'm it feels like it's 2 a.m. So, yeah, but we're surviving. We're making it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the shows aren't suffering at all.
No, the shows are, show one was awesome, and I think tonight feels like it's going to be just the same. So,
dude, there's already people lined up out the front, and there's no bands going on until 8 o'clock or something like that. So that's a pretty good sign.
It's crazy.
What about in terms of the weather at the moment? Have you come over in an ideal time for you, or would you prefer to been warmer or colder?
I had no idea how perfect Australian winter is.
Literally the best days of the year, man.
It's
crazy.
Unreal. Yeah. It feels like we have the choice to sit outside or sit inside at any part of the day. We went to the Opera House and did dinner there last night, and it was windy on the water, so that was cold.
Yeah.
But even because it's so hot in America right now where we live, that when I was packing, it was a total mind game. I was I guess I'm bringing jackets, but am I actually gonna need these? Then I checked the weather app 7 or 8 times. Oh yeah, we actually are it's gonna be in the 50s or whatever. So yeah, it's crazy to be here because we both times we've been here previously have been in the summer.
Yeah,
and the weather is to die for. Dude, we love it. Been walking around. I have had 6 cups of coffee just because it's winter and I can. It's so awesome.
I will say though, the week before you got here, man, we had a pretty fucking hectic cyclone ripping through, and it wasn't super damaging or anything, but man, it was wet and cold.
Was it?
Oh, dude, it was fucked.
Oh man, well,
I hate that
lucky
shit.
Us, dude. We're stoked, and especially flying every day. We definitely don't need any cyclones right now. So,
yeah. And how's it been with touring with the Atreyu dudes? I don't know how much you've done with them in terms of touring in the
past. We've done a ton with them. So we supported them a long time ago in America, and then we actually have done a co-headliner with them in America, and then now this co-headliner here, and
it's their first time out here in a while as well.
Really? Yeah, we love them as people. We love that band. Kellen, our guitar player, just recorded the the Curse reissue. Yep. Yeah. So, mixed, mastered, produced, the whole 9. And Brandon, singer, ex-drummer, it lives in our whole neighborhood now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we're very close. It's a tight-knit community, and there's not a single member of that band that's not a blast to be on tour with. They're all great.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you also considered that, they're obviously playing a very, very important album in terms of metalcore history?
It was my first job ever was at Hot Topic. Do you guys have Hot Topic?
No, but I know exactly what it is.
Okay, yeah. And
it's referenced in a lot of emo songs.
Yeah, for sure. And in my with my first like paycheck and employee discount of my very first job, I bought a hoodie of the Curse with that logo on it. So it's a very full circle whole thing to kind of live through. It's been cool.
Has there been any thought of that being kind of a little bit of a, not that you guys need it, but a little bit of a safety net, because when a band announces they're doing such an important album, the fans are going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, well, truly, we were just excited to do the tour regardless. Like, no matter how it did, just being over here with those guys is amazing. And I'm sure we owe a lot to them of all the sellouts and everything, because having not been here in 10 years, we don't expect anything from Australian fans or Australian listeners, Australian people in general. So we could have come over and had 50, 60 people in the crowd, and we would have been like, thank you for coming. I promise we have not forgotten about you. We've just had so much going on in the States. So to come back over for, all the shows to be sold out it's a gift, man. It's very
that's
cool.
Insane. I actually was speaking to a guy at work the other day, and he's like, because he's in the same sort of music, and he's like, what are you up to this week? I said, I'm going down to catch Memphis and Dre. And he's like, wait, what? They're coming out? I'm like, yeah, dude. And he's like, fuck, I might try to get tickets. Looked on us also. Sorry, bro, all sold out.
I know. It sucks. I've seen people commenting like, dang, I waited too long. And it's just like, I wish we could upgrade the rooms and do bigger rooms and stuff like that. But it's all, you got to just trust the promoters over here and what they decide to do. And so it's sold out, and I promise we'll not wait another 10 years to come back.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Look, that's obviously like best case as well, because, for Australian people, there were so many times where a band would come out and we'd be like, we'll catch them next time. And a long time goes past, man, and you never get to see that band again. They might break up. Like, this is a long fucking way to go. So shout out to the Australian people for actually selling these shows the fuck out. Huge shout out.
I mean, like, to not see a band for 10 years and then to buy tickets to come out and see them, and then, like in Brisbane, our first night and everything, people like going nuts in the crowd. It's like, we know that we're not owed any of that. No matter how much we've done in America, no matter how much we've done anywhere else in the world, we don't feel like we deserve any sort of anything here. And so what we do get from you guys, we are very, very thankful for.
Dude, well, hell yeah. Go and do your meet and greet, because I've already made you late for that.
Yeah, I've got like 100 texts. I'm like, this is an important interview. Like, hold on. Everybody hold on.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you on as always. It's so fucking cool to finally have you here in person.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Absolutely gutted for Nath, as we've spoken about. But I think his missus is potentially giving birth right now. So.
Unreal, dude. Yeah, I was on FaceTime with him a couple days ago, and he was like, she's going to go into labor at any minute, so I will not be seeing you. And I was like, don't expect you to see you at all, knowing that. That's crazy. But yeah, huge congrats to him if that's the case.
Yeah, and dude, thank you for all your support of us, as always,
yeah,
man.
Forever, man.
Go and do your meet and greet, and keen to watch you.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Thanks,
See
guys.
ya.